All right, we're gonna see if we can get things started here. This is a test of our live stream. This is basically our second test of seeing if this thing will work. So what we learned previously was there's a lot of downtime while we're waiting for folks to join in. So what we thought we'd do is just start things out with a little PowerPoint deal, go into some video from this past weekend, and then seeing if we get any questions or comments on what we're presenting. So this round, I'd like to show the intro page, COAF, City of Island Fishing Field Team. This is our video log number 7 and Q&A. And in this round, what we'd like to bring up is go over some video and some action shots of what we had done on the trip yesterday to Denison, and we're calling it Vlog Denison Again. And here we'll talk of some things that we had done, as well as some gear and things that we had used while we were out there fishing, and a lesson learned that we should take into account next time we go out there. And then again, we'll open up for any questions and answers for some Q&A, and we call that On the Fly, and then we'll just close. So that said, we'll roll right into the video, and let's see if we can get things started here.
Okay, it's Sunday, September 11th. We're checking out things over here back at Denison Dam. You can see some fish activity over here, but we think those gar that we saw last week. We did see some fish boiling earlier, but we'll play around and see what happens. Wish us luck. All right, this is one of the areas that we were catching those little guys last week. We'll see what we can do this time.
And then one thing we wanted to know about this area is we've been here several times this past month or so, and some of the key areas that we've been fishing is this one run right over here that you barely see, as well as a run that's behind us that'll come in here. And what we typically do is we'll catch some little stripers, as well as these long-ear near deer, long-ear sunfish. And here we're using the same retrieve that we've used previously.
Alright, little guys are back. This one hit it on the same retrieve we were doing last time with that twitch movement. There he goes.
And again, it's that olive near deer that we're using. Sort of like a woolly bugger.
Alright, got that one. Little guy. Alright, we know the olive near deer works, so we're going to switch it up and try one of those bigger flies.
And we did try one of the bigger flies, but we ended up shifting back over to another near deer.
Alright, this one's on orange near deer. Decided to go with an orange one just because got this off-color look here. And he went for it. They're pretty much hanging out over here by these rocks by the fast water. Little guys. Looks like a long ear. Just like last week. They were hanging out over here. And sure enough, they're still here. Alright, got one. Not sure what he is, but we'll check it out. Looks like another striped bass, maybe? Yep, another striped bass. Little guy.
All right, and in this view, what's happened is we've shifted over from where we were fishing that one run, and now we've moved over just further downstream to another run. And while we got in there, we put on a lefty deceiver variant And while we were letting the fly sit on the water or on the bottom, a fish took it, and a fairly nice sized fish took it. Let's see if we can see some more of this footage. And he definitely put a good bend in the 6-weight rod that we're using. And we initially thought it was a striped bass, but then we definitely got a good glimpse of it, and we knew it was a buffalo. And here we almost got it to the net. Got to make a few more adjustments, but we'll get them there.
I got a carp, a nice size one. We'll let him go here in a moment. Got him on the, this one is a lefty deceiver variant that we like tying. We'll show it here to you a little bit.
And as we mentioned, it was a carp. Someone corrected us previously that these are buffalo. We'll let this one...
Nice size one. Put up a good fight. This is that lefty deceiver variant. It's made out of craft fur. Got an olive back, and then got a little red eye. Make things interesting here.
All right, and here we've got a nice sized fish that took, and what happened is we had foul hooked a shad, put it on there, and just kind of free lined it down there, and sure enough, just kind of took it and broke off. And, but luckily we were able to, about an hour later, hook into another shad. And so we immediately put that on the line, and we were able to get this guy. And
I hope so.
What was weird was they just didn't want fishing flies. Just the little guys would go for artificials. The bigger guys seem to want live bait, or in this case shad. And that's one of our lessons learned that we'll bring up later on the Q&A or more on the presentation. That
Is it?
we definitely should have brought a shad net, or a cast net.
Yep, strike that. Cool.
I almost got him. Alrighty, so here's a view of the fish. Came out to just over 20 inches. Had a beer afterwards when we got back home and kind of chilled, and then here's the closer view of the size. Alright, so that's our video presentation. What we'll do now is we'll shift over to some of the agenda items that we brought up here. And like we were saying, the little stripers is what we had mainly hooked into this round. We started out with the near deer and that one run, and tried a couple other runs, and just had a consistent bite using the an olive near deer as well as a orange near deer, basically a woolly bugger style, other than it's tied on a jig, a style fly tied on a jig hook. And one of the things that we noticed was we were definitely getting strikes with those little stripers, but just could not get any of the bigger guys to take when we shifted over to our Clouser minnows as well as lefty deceivers. Did see a lot of buffalo, and in this case we were able to get that one that we had showed earlier in the video presentation of a buffalo taking that lefty deceiver. What was weird again that we took us off guard is we had cast, let the fly hit the water, and we were just adjusting, get a little bit higher on the rock that we were going to fish from, and when we went to go tighten up on the line, next thing you know we had the line running on us and we had this buffalo on the line. When it came to larger stripers, there was a lot of shad in the water, a lot of shad going through the run, getting pushed down river. I did see a couple of times where the stripers were striking, taking those shad. But in the case of trying to get the larger stripers to take. We just couldn't get them to do it with the fishing flies. But once we put on a shad on the line, it's like immediately we were getting some strikes there. So something to keep in mind next time you're there. May be a good idea to bring some live bait, or at least some bait, and try free lining it in one of those runs and see if that'll get you a hookup. Looking at the generation schedule, one of the things that we wanted to bring up about the generation schedule was we fish when they're not generating, so it gives us the opportunity to wade the river and see if we can work these runs and pools and hook up with these fish. And then normally just about a few minutes before they start generating to after, there's a window of opportunity to hook up with some of these striped bass using surf casting gear, jigging or floating jig rigs. This last round when we saw them, it was sort of hit and miss. We didn't see too many folks when they started generating hooking up with some striped bass. So maybe the pattern's changing, maybe a change in the front. But bottom line, do be prepared to shift to other baits and presentations, or other lures and presentations. After 2 trips, we were getting some consistent hookups with fishing flies. After this third week in a row, it seemed like they wanted live stuff instead. So keep that in mind. Looking at gear and things, we were using that 6-weight switch rod, same one that we were using the week before, different than the 8-weight that we had. And this one's so much easier to cast because of its lighter weight, and we find that it gives us a good opportunity to cast those larger flies, as well as get the distance that we were needed. And in the case of live lining, we were able to just put a shad on there and just kind of drift it down, keep our line in the run or in the current, and sure enough, we were getting them to take our bait in this case. Surf casting gear is definitely a must when they do start generating. We saw some folks out there with some really nice surf casting gear getting some really good distance out there, and that distance does help because it gives you more time to present your bait in the water, and you definitely get a more opportunity to have the striped bass take. Bait casting and spinning gear when they're not generating, that's when we'll probably take next time, and also we'll probably take our cast net and see if we can definitely work some of the runs and pools with some live bait, and see if we get some of those big guys that we missed out this round. So that said, that's what we had for this round. We'll open up for any questions and answers, or questions that anyone may have. We'll kind of hold on the line here for just a few minutes and see if anyone joins us. If not, we'll just definitely archive this one and get it posted. And if anyone wants to come back and take a look at what we presented today, you definitely can do so. So we'll have it posted on our YouTube channel. Alrighty, so I'm just gonna check real quick and see if we have anybody joining us. Looks like we've got a couple of folks watching. Just a quick question for those that are watching: Does anyone have any questions? Any comments? Okay, well, this is our I feel it's another successful beta test in that we were able to stay live the whole time. Our previous ones, we were having an issue with losing connectivity. That last round, last one that we hosted, we were able to maintain connectivity. So this is our second one now that we've got connectivity. Oh, it looks like we've got a comment here. Hi, enjoy your videos and live nearby in Frisco. Outstanding, outstanding. So it looks like it's from... we're having a hard time reading this. Joseph. Okay, well, glad for joining today. By chance, do you have any questions? And we definitely like Frisco. We typically go to Frisco Commons when they start stocking for those rainbow trout. I believe it's in the February time frame. We've got some video there of some past times we've gone there. All right. Alrighty, well, again, we'll just hold on the line for about a few more. Again, we can recap what we had talked about today. In this round, we had the vlog Denison again presentation, some video, and then also talking of some gear and things that we used. In particular, we're going to look around online and see if we can come up with a shad net or a more portable shad net. Don't feel like carrying the cast net that we have with us when we're out there on the river, but definitely would have been nice to have maybe some kind of dip net that we could have used to get some of these shad. Because what we were end up doing is we were foul hooking them, or just by luck getting them to foul on our fishing fly and immediately turn around and use them for bait. In this case it was 2. Alright, I don't have a fly rod, but I do have a bait caster and spinning rod. What baits do you suggest at Denison Dam with spinning gear? In the past, we've gone there. Typically, shad is your best bet. Other times, we've gone there with these 3-inch bluegill and sunfish, and those fish live, and we've done really well with them at times. But bottom line, in order, we would take live shad, else dead shad that you pick up at Dave's Ski and Tackle or at Academy, and then would have, believe it or not, chicken livers. We've had striped bass take on them as well, and then other baits. Let's see. That's pretty much what we typically use when we're down there. In the case of lures, a lot of folks do really well with pencil poppers and bomber lures on the surface. That jig and float rig works really well. In the case of when they're generating, you got to go with the heavier gear because of that current is so strong. But when they're not generating, you can pretty much get away with a good bait casting rod or spinning gear that you normally use for bass. Just be prepared that you may hook into a big one, and he'll definitely run on you. Hope that answered your question. Okay. All right. Let's see. Again, we'll give it about another 5 minutes, and then we'll close things out here. Appreciate y'all's support, and thanks, Joseph, for throwing in the couple of comments and questions. Definitely like having the two-way conversation. Let's see, another question for someone getting into fly fishing. What gear do you suggest? Not expensive. I see that a lot on a lot of the forums, and what I'd suggest is from a weight standpoint, I'd go with a 4 or 5 weight, mainly because it's a lighter rod, and it'll tend to use it more often. I've seen some folks start out with some heavier gear, 8 weights, and it gets kind of frustrating when you're first learning to fly fish. When it comes to moderately priced gear, I would go with the name brand or house brand that Cabelas as well as Bass Pro Shops offers. Just look for a sale going on. I picked up a couple of Cabelas. I think it's 3 Forks line for like $39 with the whole combo and fishing line included. At times, typically when they're doing clearances, I think the price right now is anywhere between $99 to about $79. But if you stay attuned to the sales, they definitely do cut their prices, and you can get them at a really good deal. So you could definitely pick up something there at well under $100 when it comes to the whole combo. 4 or 5 weight. 5 weight is probably going to be good to go for a while. The 5 weight is the one that we typically use as our all-around fishing rod, fly fishing rod. And then when it comes to fishing flies, keep it simple. Get some foam grasshoppers or foam spiders, and stay on the top and play around with the bluegill so that you can pick up on how to cast, as well as being able to learn to set the hook and whatnot. All right. Well, thanks for joining, Joseph. All right. We'll give it about another minute, and then we'll close things out. All right. And then while we're here, Again, we'll get this posted and archived so that folks can take a look at it after we've finished the live presentation. We do enjoy making these videos and doing Q&A sessions, and we hope to be able to quit calling these a beta test and do this more regularly. It's just that we get kind of antsy when we keep losing connectivity and losing folks. All right, then we'll go ahead and close things out. This round, we talked of our vlog Denison again. So we went out there again, closed out things, or correction, went into gear and things, and then a quick Q&A, and then we're closing out. All right, till next time, we'll catch y'all later, and good luck and good fishing.